All right. So here we are back November 3rd, just a few days past Halloween. So we're going to talk about that just a little bit and how we made some spooky Halloween chocolate chip banana bread. So we've got that coming up, as well as a beer can breakfast burger. Now, this is a cook we did on
You mean bagel? The bagel.
Yeah, bagel. Breakfast burger on a bagel.
Yeah.
And cooked that on the a pit barrel, and that turned out fantastic. We have a video on that, and we're going to go into just how to make a smashed burger and on the Blackstone, and all that and more coming up on episode number 36.
Time to fire up that grill. From smoked pork to smash burgers, outdoor cooking just tastes better. This is the Okie Smokin podcast. And here's your host, John Berry.
Yeah, we're back. I got my lovely co-host, beautiful wife, beside me here, Dolores. How we doing?
Hello, hello.
Kind of getting back here after fall break, I'll call it.
Yeah, we were kind of on a long break there.
We were on a 2-week hiatus, but we are back.
I've been so busy.
And we're going to try to get these back on our Monday schedule.
Yes.
Just the audio version for a while. We'll get back into some video podcasts at a little later date. But let's start off by the wild weekend that we've had here.
Oh my God, our weather has been so bad, you guys, with the tornadoes and everything.
We had a tornado warning at 2 a.m.
Yes.
And took some cover. Sounded pretty bad out there. The wind was blowing around. It's been flooding every day.
Yeah, we had to take shelter.
We even started to cook indoors, and the power went out. And we had to just do what we do best and finish to cook outdoors.
Yeah, I made chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, we're making chicken Alfredo. She is making, we have an electric unit indoors. Don't have gas, don't have any of that. So we had the chicken going.
Yeah.
The
noodles are trying to boil.
The noodles were trying to boil. Everything was going. A storm showed up, power went out. Now, luckily, it was only out for about an hour.
Yeah, but I had chicken going, so it had to be cooked.
So what we had to do was think on the fly. At first, we were going to go ahead and throw it on the Blackstone. Mm-hmm. And we didn't do that. We went ahead. I've got a Camp Chef, which is really, really good for if you're going to go camping.
Yeah.
Go to the lake. Uh-huh. And it works extremely well for that. And I went ahead and put it out on the front porch, hooked up the propane tank, and you just took your pan out there, took your water out there.
Yeah.
It has 2 burners. Mm-hmm. So she is able to finish the cook. But you said you did not like the way it turned out on this outdoor
because my
cook.
Alfredo sauce did not become thick. And I think it's because it was too hot, like the fire. And it was on low, and it still was too... the cheese, my Parmesan stuck to the chicken so quickly, it just didn't.
And you use heavy whipping cream, which usually helps thicken it up.
Usually it turns out good, but this time... Well, they said it was still good. I just was disappointed because it didn't get thick.
The sauce was a lot more runny, real soupy.
Yeah.
And you think it needed more of a simmer?
Yeah. I always simmer it, and I always keep on stirring it and stuff like that where it gets thick, and it just wasn't doing the job.
So if we were to ever cook it on that again, we probably need to turn the fire completely off and just kind of turn it on and off every now and then maybe.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. I had to figure out something on
We typically aren't going to be cooking Alfredo outside.
Yeah.
She was making the chicken sauce, but the power went out. And it went out when you had that chicken about 30% done maybe.
Yeah.
It was still pink. So we had to finish it up outdoors. So that was a cool little experience. Just went right out front and kept cooking the chicken.
Yeah, we didn't get hardly any sleep yesterday. Well, I should say... Gosh, until early morning. We didn't go to bed till 4:30.
Yeah, so
maybe a little bit afterwards because there was I went back to bed, and John and my youngest were still up, and they went out in the backyard, and they heard a guy yelling for help. But my husband thought it was maybe an animal, right?
Yeah, I thought it was, just kind of a roar or something.
And then I got out of bed because I could hear him. And I was like, there's someone screaming for help, right?
Right.
And then I opened the door and I go outside and I'm listening. And sure enough, there is someone like saying, call 911, please help me, please help me. So, of course, I put my slipper boots on. I'm in my PJs and I put a jacket on and I go out there trying to find the guy. And he's in our creek and the creek is flooded. I mean, you couldn't even see the path of where we walk out there. And my leg was like all the way wet up to almost to my knee. I'm pretty short, so I was drenched.
And when you went out there, you didn't see him. You could just hear him.
No, we couldn't see him because it was so pitch dark out there.
Yeah.
But I could hear him, and he was yelling for help still, and he had a dog with him, and he was like, I'm on a tree right now just hanging, and it's flowing the current, and I'm about to let go and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I called 911 after even John called 911. So I called them and they were saying that they got a lot of reports of someone yelling for help back there. And so finally saw a police officer and was yelling at him, and they came, and then the fire department showed up. But an hour later, he finally got rescued with his dog.
Yes, it took 2 fire departments showed up. And
all wearing life vests.
They had to get their life vests on and everything, get out there. A boat showed up. I don't think they ever used it.
No, I don't think so. But then again, we don't know.
They may have up from the other side, and we didn't see it or something. So they didn't.
Because there was a lot of units.
It was a whole
there.
rescue party. So the round of events on this stormy day started with the power going out around, what was that, 7 to 8 p.m.?
Yeah, it wasn't that long, though.
And then a lot of rain and storms, and then heavy storms and severe storms around 1 a.m. And then
a tornado touched down over there close to Tinker, right?
Yeah, it was.
And we're pretty close to Tinker to me. So,
and then about 2 a.m.s when this happened, and then everything didn't settle down to about 4:30, and we got to bed.
We made sure that we stayed out there and watched until that guy was fine. I made sure because I was so worried. Yeah.
And if there's anything else said about this is the day that the time changes.
Yes.
The time goes back, so you're supposed to get an extra hour of sleep. But here in Oklahoma, storms are brewing right at that hour change, so nobody did. Everybody's up. Couldn't get that extra hour of sleep in.
Supposedly, we're supposed to have storms again today.
The next day or two,
tomorrow. And it's the lack of sleep we've had.
So that was a crazy, crazy evening. And then here we are now. And so hopefully the weather calms down. We got about 6, 8, maybe even 10 inches of rain. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that creek was so high, you guys.
But everything good now. So we'll go ahead and talk about what we were going to talk about first. The few days after Halloween, I made some Halloween chocolate chip banana bread.
Yes, in the coffin pan.
Yeah, it's in a coffin.
Silicone thing.
Coffin pan that has skulls, it got miniature skulls.
Yeah, it says rest in peace.
R.I.P. in the center. It's got some skulls on the bottom, a skull on the top.
Yes.
And
you got to make that with our grandson.
Cooked that in the pit boss and for about 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically just made it pretty simple.
I bet you could have probably did less than 1 hour on that, honestly.
Yeah, I put a toothpick in it and it came out clean.
It did. I put it in the toothpick in too.
And that pit boss, man, it does do some wonders on baked items.
It sure does. I'm shook that it...
Right. And that coffin we got, it's a little silicone one.
Yes, it's cute. I never did make my cake in it yet. I still want to do it.
And I just sprayed it down real good. And we poured it in there. And whenever I did the cut, the chocolate chip came out nicely. You could see 3 of them in my first cut that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out great. I did forget to put vanilla in it, but it still turned out really good. I think because that vanilla adds sweetness. It adds vanilla, but then we added the sweet chocolate chips.
Yeah.
So, it turned out really good. So that was outstanding. There's Jake over there. He's listening to us and give 2 thumbs up. He really did enjoy that chocolate chip banana bread. So
yeah,
really, really good stuff right there.
He didn't get to stay for all of it until
he had to leave. So he tried it the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we call it spooky Halloween banana bread, and really just the shape of it. And I'll use that again next year and get some. I'd like to get something.
That's really cute. I think on our next, on the Thanksgiving, we should try to find a turkey mold.
That'd be pretty cool. Bake something in a turkey. Yeah.
It'd be cute.
That would be pretty awesome. And maybe next year I'll find a pumpkin mold. We could do that with it too. That'd be really nice.
I like the silicone molds. Sorry.
The Cooking with Sherry, she had a whole Halloween series. I tried to watch all of them. She did a Band-Aid, literally with a Band-Aid cake, to where it has like strawberries in the middle of it, and it looks like blood. So you're eating that. And she had a brain mold and made a brain cake.
I know we never did our meatloaf, the mummy meatloaf. We never did do it.
Yeah, we'll keep that ideal out for next Halloween. Maybe we'll do some more of those eventful things. You can see.
Let's see, Thanksgiving's coming up, so we got to figure out something.
Yeah, we got to squeeze in something for Thanksgiving while we're in the middle, and we should complete it with our collaboration.
We're going to try to do something because we are actually going to a wedding. So we'll be gone the 21st through whatever. So,
yeah, we're going to have to get something done and get it done in advance.
Yes, for
get
Thanksgiving.
It cooked and have it air out a couple of days while we're on our trip.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think because we'll be talking about this in our next episode, some more.
Yeah.
And I'll touch on it just a little bit. We have our collaboration we're doing. Which is something with peppers.
Because it's peppermint.
So we can figure something out for Thanksgiving and peppers. Okay. You can find the videos that are out. There's a couple out already. It's #peppering it up. I'll be creating the playlist. We'll go into more details, and I'll talk about the couple of other few videos that are out. And I'm going to talk about the one we did. I'll touch on that a little more too in a little bit.
You should think about doing your stuffing. And add some peppers in the stuffing.
Some pepper stuffing. That would be a good one.
Yeah, because your stuffing's really good. And you got this recipe from Uncle Tim's wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. So
I could pepper it up, spice up some stuffing. Yeah. That would be fantastic. I think that sounds great.
Yeah, because that sounds bomb.
Put that in there because during this, I'm doing at least one video a week with peppers. Our last one, I'll touch on a little bit. But
and I still need to do a pepper video.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to make one too.
Yeah. I got to think of what I'm going to do.
I'm still trying to think of a dessert with peppers, so that's going to be on one of them.
Oh, I think
maybe
I got
a donut.
One. I got one for you. Oh, a donut.
Pepper donut?
I don't know.
That might be my next one. What do you think? A spicy donut with habanero? A little spiciness? I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds kind of ew.
Oh, well, that's okay. We won't know till we try it. It may sound good, but you never know.
But then again, if you do it like with a biscuit type, donut, that might be pretty good because it's like bread. So, Yeah,
it's just yeah, you could do that. You could also maybe not make it as sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe like a cornbread type, That would taste good.
Yeah, that'll be good. So we'll be looking into that coming up this next week. But that Halloween chocolate banana bread turned out really, really good. I mean, we just put some flour, basic ingredients. And basically, if you just follow your regular banana bread recipe, just add about a cup of chocolate chips in there. You a lot of times add walnuts or pecans.
I love walnuts in the banana bread. I don't know why I'm like traditional with that. It tastes so good.
It might have been good with the chocolate chips, but then Jacob couldn't eat it. So.
I know. We have a tree nut kid. He's allergic to them, so. I remember my husband one year, it was Thanksgiving, right? Where you're making the pies and you made his pie, but you used the same utensil or something.
Yes, I made a carrot cake.
Yeah.
And it had pecans and stuff in it. And then I was making a
carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
Like there wasn't carrot cake, it was just vanilla cake or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. But the utensils actually touched it.
Yeah.
And he broke it. And it took us a minute to figure it out. And that's what it was. So, yeah.
He had hives everywhere.
Yeah, so he cannot even be close to that stuff.
And that was pecans, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, it was pecans because that's what I put in the carrot cake. That was a couple years
walnuts.
ago.
Pecans
it could
have
have been walnuts. I'm not real sure.
Walnuts.
Yeah, that'd be a good cake to make too.
It's crazy how it is. So like, sometimes my husband buys the mixed nuts, so all theirs are in there. And one time I was eating them, and our son, I had to do something, and I touched him, and he like broke out. It's crazy how that stuff happens, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like poison ivy. If you touch it, if you're allergic to it, he just can touch the just touch the nuts, and it just breaks his arm out or hand and all that kind of stuff.
Thankful we have not had to use that EpiPen.
Yeah, we haven't had to use that yet for sure.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, that's our dessert segment right there. A little bit of Halloween chocolate, a banana bread. Give it a try. Of course,
watch the video.
You can see the
cute
video. Yeah, it's real cool. Jake's in it. And you can make it without the coffin, just a standard style, or for Christmas and, whatever you want to do. That'd be really good. So we're going to talk now about our beer can breakfast burger on a bagel. And then coming up in our next segment, also a little bit about how to make a perfect smashed burger. We really like those.
Oh, my gosh, yes. And you haven't made it in a while, so you need to.
Haven't made it in a while, so... We may have talked about this before, but we're going to talk about that a little more because it's something we really enjoy. But first, let's talk about that beer can breakfast burger on a bagel. Now,
I didn't get the bagel part, but I got the burger and the egg and everything. Oh, it's good.
So you can also see this video if you check it out. But you basically get, I want to say it's about a half a pound of burger. Mm-hmm. Well, no, it was about a fourth a pound of hamburger meat. And then a fourth a pound of pork sausage.
Because you mixed it. I forgot that you did that.
I don't remember. Did I have the hot kind or?
Yeah, it was the spicy kind, but it didn't taste spicy.
Yeah, well, it's mixed in with the hamburger meat. So basically you have a half a pound of meat. Then I got a good old PBR or any beer can you want.
Yeah.
Cold, full, unopened, and just sprayed all around about half of the can, all on the bottom with some Pam or some kind of spray to keep it from sticking. And just after you've got that patty rolled at a pretty good size, just stick that beer can right in the center of it, turn it back and forth a couple of times, get it in there real good, pull it out, and then you've got you a nice little...
Like a nest almost.
Yeah, you've got you like a little hole there to where you can add whatever you want to it.
Yeah.
And we went ahead and decided you could really just cook it like that, season it, and then throw you an egg in it, and then throw you some cheese on it. That right there is good. But we wanted to do a little more. So we went ahead and actually put some cream cheese in it. Mm-hmm. Did we put some cheddar cheese? We did that later.
Yeah, we do jalapenos in it too.
Jalapenos in it. We mixed that up with the cream cheese, filled that hole up, and then put it on the pit boss.
But you wrapped it with bacon too, right?
And we wrapped bacon around it. That's right. So I took, I think, 2 strips of bacon and wrapped around it. Used a toothpick to hold it together.
Yes.
Right. And then seasoning, we just used some seasoning. We got all kinds of seasoning. Use it with whatever we want. And put it on the pit boss. We did 4 of them and cooked them for about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, they came out fantastic. But before
one of your eggs kept on coming out.
Yeah. After 30 minutes, I went ahead and cracked an egg and put on top. But I had that cream cheese filled up so much. 2 of them actually rolled off. I lost 2. And we got, so I had to use a spoon and make a little bit of a tunnel there so that the egg would stay inside of it. And then as soon as I put the egg in, I threw some cheese on it. And what I think the cheese does is 2 things. It, of course, adds cheesiness. It adds flavor. But when you put that cheese over the top of it, it also helps steam because it's kind of like a lid. You kind of it's like putting a lid over that egg, and it helps cook that egg better inside. Then I cooked it for another 10 or 15 minutes, took them right off, put them on a bagel, cut right into it. That egg was still a little bit runny. Remember that run?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I got to eat mine without the bagel, and oh, my gosh. It was delicious.
That is the first time I believe I've ever cooked breakfast on the pit barrel.
Yeah.
And we didn't use, this was not with the pit balls. It worked fine in the pit balls, but I decided I wanted to use that. Threw some charcoal in there. I put some pecan wood on it for the smoke flavor. And it actually had a smoke ring. When you cut into this breakfast burger, you could see an outer smoke ring that had developed from using that wood and from using that pit barrel.
And on the bagel, it was everything bagel that you used. And
it was everything
I toasted
bagels.
It.
Yes, and now we didn't. We could have toasted it on the pit barrel, but you just went ahead and we just put them in a regular toaster.
Yeah, because you got it straight off. So yeah.
Yeah, and that pit barrel was hot. You would have had to do it quick.
I know that egg when it dropped down in there. Whew, it got cooked quick.
Yeah, that was outstanding though. That was really give that a try.
Next time when you make it, you need to smash it more, right?
So that the egg don't fall up. Well, I think.
Or build it higher.
Yeah, you either need to A, build it higher. B, if you don't add cream cheese, you won't have a problem. Maybe
the cream cheese added What if you added the cream cheese inside the hamburger meat and stuff and smashed it around?
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. You could just mix it all in the hamburger meat.
Or would it just leak everywhere?
But it might leak out everywhere.
But would it? Because you have the bacon around.
And the bacon around it. Underneath it might leak out a little.
We'll have to try it one day, I'm down for a second round of it.
Yeah, we'll try it. We'll film it. We'll show what it does. See what the heck happens there.
Experiment.
See if it's a total failure. I don't think it'll be a total failure. You may lose some cream cheese.
Or what if what
if you put bacon on the bottom of it?
I was going to say, what if we hollowed out the jalapeno and put it inside there and then put the hamburger meat around it?
Yeah, we could put the jalapenos hollowed in there.
And make it round.
Make it round. We might be able to do something like that. That's something to try, but I don't know when we'll get to that. We get so much jam-packed on our agenda for this month with our pepper videos, our Thanksgiving video, and some other things. But that's something to see what and when we can get to it.
Gosh, these months have been going by so quick. It's almost Christmas.
Yeah. We got a whole list of things to try, videos to do, things to talk about.
Are you going to do another dessert Christmas thing? Like last year, you should do every day, every week, a new cookie.
Did I do that in December or did I do that in November? Yeah, because
you did the pies, remember? And I thought it was December for Christmas.
I think that'd be a pretty good idea.
Do a cookie every month. I mean, not every month, but every week, a different one.
This month in November, I'm doing it with something with peppers every week. And then next week I could do some kind of dessert. We don't know exactly yet. So, or something of that nature. That'll be fun to do. Try to start to come up with monthly themes. Also, November is National Pepper Month, so that's why I've chosen that. And also, if you watch any of my videos or know anything about me, even though I'm doing peppers during my pepper month, when it's not November, 2/3 of my cooks, if not more, have a pepper.
Yes, and our pepper plant, our jalapeno plant is booming.
Yeah, it's November.
Is booming.
And there is an unbelievable amount of peppers. And with that 10 inches of rain we got, it's just going to keep going.
Right.
The temperatures are starting to cool off, so that's probably going to start to go south a little bit.
It's funny because you're like, hey, can you go out there and pick a few peppers off for me for my, November 1st pepper? So I go out there and I'm like, oh my gosh, because we haven't been out there in a while, watering it or whatever, like we usually do.
Weather's taking care of it for us.
And I went out there and I was like, holy cow. There's
it was a bunch
a bunch. I was like, ooh.
Plenty of peppers on the jalapeno pepper plant.
You start picking them.
But beer can breakfast a burger. Outstanding. I think, of course, if you don't want to do a breakfast burger, you can do a beer can burger. Fill that thing full of cream cheese, cookie, and egg, and make you a regular burger.
Yeah.
On some toast or a bun.
do the burger and then the cream cheese in there, and then do another burger on top and smash it around.
Yeah, you could do that.
Like fill it. We should try that.
A filled burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done some things similar to that before.
With cheese and like jalapenos. And
the ideals just keep on coming.
Yeah. Or that salsa that you made.
Right. That strawberry salsa. I'll talk a little bit about that. That's going to be in the next episode, though.
I think that would be good on pork chops. Your salsa.
Yeah, I bet it would. I'll tease a little bit on that here in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and talk about our smashed burgers and how it is we really do make a smashed burger really, really good. And the reason I wanted to touch on this is I put some of my content out there on various places, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and I've had a couple people say a smashed burger's for a kid.
What?
Well, they say I prefer I want a big, juicy, manly burger. I don't want no little thin burger.
But they're juicy, though. They're not.
If you make them right, they're juicy.
I like them better than actual burgers. Like, it reminds me of like In-N-Out and all that stuff. I just like.
You get a good crispness to it if you cook it right. And I'm going to tell you how to cook it right.
My thing is, like, when you build your hamburger, you don't have this big old fat patty when you're trying to like stretch to eat it.
But I do like 2 of them on mine. When I cook them, I like a double. Yeah. So
I've actually had triple ones.
The number one thing, and I may have talked about this on some podcasts in the past, but the number one thing is hot griddle. This is the number one mistake that I've made, and I think other people have made.
Because it sticks? Is that what it is?
It sticks more. It don't get as crisp. You have to cook it longer. And when it comes to a smash burger, you want to cook it fast. If you ever go to a restaurant that smashes burgers, they'll start them from scratch and have them to your table pretty darn quick. Mm-hmm. You want that griddle to be hot, and you just want to put the ball right in the middle of it when it's good and hot and just smash right down on it. And if you want any onions, add that to it right then. Put the onions on top of it.
Or underneath.
Beneath it. Smash it and get those onions pressed all inside that meat.
Ooh. Can you do mushrooms the same? Like you put it down with the onions and then smash it on there?
Haven't tried that, but you probably could. I usually saute them on the side, though.
Oh, we should try that one day. See if it turns out good.
That would be good. The number 2 mistake I think you might make is seasoning the meat before you smash it.
Oh, you can't season it before you smash it?
You can, but I don't like to season it first. That salt and everything takes out some of that moisture. So you want to smash it, cook it, flip it, and season the side that has been done. You won't flip it again. Put the salt on after you flip it.
You need to buy some of my seasoning still. I'm out. I've been out for months.
The Boar's Night Out in Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get you some more of that. I think we can find that at Lowe's.
I hope so.
Or I think it's Lowe's.
Me and the kids, we use that whole entire thing up. And
if not, I'll just order some. There's a few places that sell it. Lowe's, Academy, or Ace. We'll see what we can find. So, yeah, she likes that seasoning, so we need to get some more of that. That's 0 carb.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good. It got the MGR in it or whatever you call it. That adds great flavor, great for rubs, great for brisket too.
I used it on everything, like everything.
Even season your eggs, fries.
Even my eggs and stuff.
Right.
It tastes good.
So, yeah. So basically when you cook that smash burger, smash it, cook it, flip it, then season it. Mm-hmm. Next, add you want cheese on it. Everybody likes some cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I do. You can do some cheddar cheese. You can do some Kobe Jack cheese. You can do some American cheese. Put that on top of it. Now, you want to be doing 2 of these at the same time. If you're making 1 burger, you want to be doing 4 if you're making 2. You go ahead and smash them all. And when you smash them, you can use some parchment paper or some kind of a thing so that the burger don't stick to it.
But you don't have that problem anymore.
If you get it down, you can actually push it. If you got a round one, you push it down and then you can spin it like clockwork. You just kind of spin it as you go off of it and it won't stick. And then the grease from that burger will also help it not to stick. Now, after you do a few of them, you might get a little bit of a stickiness, but for the most part, you don't even need to use the parchment paper. And then once you flip it, you add the seasoning, you add the cheese. Almost after you add the cheese, that cheese is going to melt pretty quick. Take one, throw it on top of the other. You've got you the perfect smash burger. It's going to be juicy. It's going to have that crust. Now, when you do flip it, you don't want a small spatula or a plastic one. You need a good heavy-duty spatula, and you want to kind of get under it. And you might have to do a little bit of work if it kind of has a small stickiness to it to get under that crust. And then flip it, and you're good to go. That is your 101 to a perfectly smashed burger, which is your favorite burger, you say?
Yes, I like smash burgers. I like them better than regular ones.
What else would you like? Anything, any new news or business or information we need to bring out there? I think this episode is, we're going to read a few comments from our YouTube channel here in a minute. But
no, I don't have anything to say.
Just to recap, we've talked about the Halloween chocolate chip banana bread. Turned out fantastic. Turned it into a Halloween little special event. The beer can breakfast burger on a bagel. Mm-hmm. And, of course, your easy steps to create a smashed burger on the Blackstone. Like it with some onions thrown in there. Don't season it in advance. And it turns out really, really good. Let's go ahead and check some of the comments we got coming into YouTube. KME Food. She's talking about actually a video we're going to talk about next week. So I'll read her comment. This looks really good. I bet this has tons of flavor with a little smiling emoji. She's talking about our strawberry jalapeno salsa. We'll read some other comments from that one next week. Also, on our ultimate beer can jalapeno breakfast burger, Regina Sober commented in and said that truly looks amazing. So many flavors. Well done. We made that one. It's been a couple weeks, and that comment just came in a couple of days ago. Same person also said our jalapeno smoked poppers looks amazing. And then a couple just real quick last comments. Your 15-hour pork shoulder. Remember the one you did, a little video from you just kind of shredded it apart. Oh, Rob over at Poor Guy Outdoor Cooking just said perfect. So he liked the way you shredded that, and that did turn out great.
I did.
That was some amazing pork shoulder. It come apart. That's what we made, which I'll talk about here in just a second, what we made some Okie logs with that we created.
That's for our next episode.
And then Lifestyle with Sharon also said on our smoky and spiced, the Okie log, which we're going to be talking about, well done to your assisted chef. She's speaking of Dolores here, and said, LOL. Stopping you from cutting off the wrong end. Right. So we'll talk about that. That's a little teaser going to the next week's episode.
I was like, no, stop.
Yeah, I tried to cut the wrong end of the jalapeno, and you went ahead and saved the day there, so I didn't totally mess that up. But coming up next week, we're going to talk more about that. The Okie log. We're going to tell you a little bit about that. We used some leftover pork shoulder, turned that into something amazing.
Yes.
And we're going to get into this collaboration a little bit more that we're talking about. We've got a couple other videos that came out we'll talk about in our strawberry jalapeno chicken. We're going to go ahead and say just how good that was. We'll go into some detail on that and a whole lot more on next week's episode. Yes. So stick around for that. And hopefully the weather holds off.
Right.
It's supposed to be bad another day or so, and then hopefully things kick in. Fall gets here. Things calm down. We'll start heading into the holidays. So
I know. I need some sleep.
And we need some sleep. We'll see you guys, or we'll talk to you guys, all of you next week on next week's podcast.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Okie Smokin' Podcast. Episodes drop every Monday. Don't forget to follow this podcast, or you might miss out on some delicious creations. You can also find us on our website, okiesmokin.com and on YouTube and other social media platforms. Until next time, keep firing up that grill.
And if you'd like to give us a text, go ahead and look in the show notes. There's a brand new feature available on the Okie Smokin podcast, and it involves you. That's right. Send me and Dolores a text, and it's never been easier. Simply scroll down to the show notes description and you'll see where it says send John and Dolores a text message. Click it. Talk to us. You're probably using your phone anyway, so do it now. Can't wait to hear from you.